morning, everybody. My name is Nate Morris, and I'd like to welcome you back to another video. Today we're back for races 2 and 3 of the Winter Showdown series at Auburndale Speedway. In the last video, we had good speed all day long, and a strong top 5, potentially top 3 run just came unraveled right at the end of the race. But we're back, and just as good as ever. In practice this morning, I was 7th quickest, and I still felt like we had even more room to improve. In qualifying, I was able to run a very similar time to what I did in practice, and that meant I would qualify 6th. Just like for the last race, we have heat races, but today we have 3 heat races instead of 2. Based on my qualifying time, I would be 2nd in heat number 3, but due to the 4-car invert, I'll be starting 3rd. That actually puts me in a better spot because I get to start 2nd back on the inside instead of being 1st on the outside. So I should be able to get one position pretty quickly off the start and then try to go to work on the leader to try to start as far up as I can. If I can win this heat race, that will mean I'll start 3rd for the feature. Out of the 3 Winter Showdown races, they have one that gives you the opportunity to run for INEX points, and this is that race tonight. As an added bonus, this is a national qualifier, and if you win a national qualifier, that gives you a provisional and automatically locks you into the field for the national championship race at the end of the season. And the way that the national point system works is that you have 18 normal races that count for points, a national qualifier, and then your 20th race is the national championship race. So if you're running for points, you want to go into the final race with 1,900 points, and the way to do that is to win 18 races during the year and win a national qualifier. So whoever wins this race tonight will be starting their season off on a high note if they want to run for the national championship. But first, we have to run the heat races to figure out the lineup for tonight's feature. Thank y'all for clicking on today's video. I hope y'all enjoy it, and let's get into it.
Following this one, and then 10 features to come this evening.
Guys, this is the heat race. Good luck.
94 is your control car. It's Jet Johnson. And Maddox Hoover to the outside. Green flag flies.
Great launch out of Jet Johnson. Fights for second.
Nate Morris has shown some speed. He's moved to the 5-10 team, and they are putting on a show. And 5-10 moving to position number 2 here behind the 94. And trying to get to the bottom side is Nate Morris. Hooper in 3rd, Hawley in 4th, and Hunter Jordan in your top 5 with Cullen O'Connor at the back of this 6-car conga line for the top spots.
6 to go, coming to 5 to go this time. Jet Johnson still holding on to the race lead. Nate Morris, Maddox Hooper.
25 of Morris looking over Johnson. Little bump to the 94, moves him up the hill, down to the bottom. What a move by Nate Morris. Maddox Hooper tries to do the same thing. Hunter Jordan's right there. They are going to brawl for the lead here as they come down to 3 to go this time.
You hold on. Nate Morris, the leader. Mirror full to 19. Maddox Hooper has to worry about what's in front of him and what's behind him. Trying to go for the lead, but not losing second.
Battle for the lead intense in this final semi-pro heat race national qualifier later on this evening, trying to get a good starting position into that 30-lap feature go later on. White flag flies, final lap in a semi-pro heat 3, and Nate Morris as they put a lap on the 10 down the back straightaway. Little bump from Hunter Jordan to Maddox Hooper for second, but it's all behind Nate Morris. What a run for the 25, checkered flag, and he picks it up.
All right, that is what I'm talking about. I was able to win the heat race, so that means I'll be starting 3rd for tonight's feature. After how our run was going last night with running in the top 5 and even making my way up to the top 3 at one point, and running very competitively with a lot of the cars that were up there, I've been feeling pretty confident going into today's race. Last night we were on a different rear end gear than most of the cars at the front of the field, so we made that change for today, and I think that will bode well for us during the feature race. It'll help me be able to get off the corners better, and it should help me be more consistent throughout the race, so I see no reason why we can't run convincingly in the top 3 tonight. Last night I was only 2 laps away from having one of the best races of my career, So tonight I've just got to make it 2 more laps, and we should walk away with a really good finish.
And it's Cameron White in the 38 going to lead this 21 car field to the green flag into the box. 30 laps. Green flag flies. Nate Morris to second. Middle of the pack, they continue to jockey for position. Top 4 single file back now to Michael Bradshaw on the 88. He battles with Bohannon, a little bit of a touch there. You see the semi-pros slide by your shot. Saw a glimpse of the battle there between Mitch Wright and the 0 of Jared Hawley. Jet Johnson right ahead of them. And side by side with Bohannon. And the 9 of Hunter Jordan. Risley looks on, Johnson looks on, and the 21 of Mitch Wright right in behind them. The MPM number 38 of Clark as a yellow comes out, and it's Risley and Bohannon. Field forms up down the back straightaway. White and Harris, your front row, with Morris and Hooper, row number 2. Green flag flies. Out of 2, they try to find a couple of spots in line. A couple of drivers that missed the mark in qualifying, trying to make their way a little closer towards the front of the field. Galen Clark down to the bottom side. And we're going to tear up a couple of race cars. Clark right there is down to the bottom. Morris may have shut the door. Either way, there was contact. Hooper got a piece of it. Right there is where Decker gets her piece.
Well, that didn't quite go the way I thought it would. On the initial start, it was great. I was able to get into second quickly, and we were pulling away from the rest of the field. Obviously, we didn't get to run a ton of laps in that first little stint. We had a caution come out after only a handful of laps, and we had to line up for the restart. Unfortunately enough for me, one of the cars that was not able to keep touch with us in the first segment of the race decided to drive it in a little bit deep into turn 3, get into my back bumper, slide me up the track to take away a position. As I was trying to get back in line on the front stretch, I checked my mirror, saw that I had a gap, and I went off into turn 1 pretty much like normal, trying to get back in line. Unfortunately, either the 38 came in a little bit hotter than I expected, or I just misjudged the momentum when I saw him in my mirror on the front stretch. Either way, we got into turn 1, got together, he climbed my car a little bit, sent me for a spin, and then another car in the field was just not able to avoid my car sitting there and knocked the right front tire off of it. In my opinion, it looked like a racing incident. I know that neither of us were intentionally trying to cause a wreck there, and I think it just, was a situation where we kind of just found ourselves going for the same gap at the same time. Pretty unfortunate to only make it, whatever we ran, 5 laps there, and not be able to run that race out because I felt like that was going to be a really, really good race for us. But unfortunately, our night's going to come to an end early. The way the car was sitting on the ground, it was pinching the left side running board up into the door, so I was unable to open that left side door, so I decided to try to climb out the right side, which is not exactly the normal way you're supposed to get out of these cars.
You're not on fire, Ricky Bobby! I'm on fire!
On the left side, it's just wide open. You got your seat, you got the floor, and then, straight out the door. On the right-hand side, you've got the tunnel that the drive shaft runs through. You've got a shifter, you've got brake biases, and it's just a lot smaller of a hole to try to climb out, and that's not very easy to do. But I just didn't want to be sitting in the car while they were trying to tow it off. Anyway, I got out, decided to make sure that the car didn't get tore up anymore as we were trying to get it hauled off the track. So I was helping them hook it up to the tow truck. We got it hooked up. I hopped in the passenger side of the tow truck to ride back to the pits with my car, and no sooner did we hit the infield than the thing caught on fire. So I've never seen anything like that. It was smoking like a freight train. I was trying to roll the windows down, and I don't think that was helping anything. So I hopped out, they brought the fire extinguisher over, and I don't know if they actually ever found a fire, but it stopped smoking eventually. So they brought the forklift out, picked the car up, took it back to the pits, and that was the end of our night. We came back the next morning for the final round of the Winter Showdown, and unfortunately with the car being wrecked and having to be rebuilt, we had to do some testing to make sure the thing would still go straight. We fell off a little bit in practice, and I was 14th out of the semi-pros, so not exactly where we hoped to be. Definitely had some work to do from there. In qualifying, I was able to pick it up a little bit, and I ran the 11th fastest time, which meant that I would be starting second for heat number 2. Obviously, second's not a great place to be because it's on the outside and whatever, but I think I can make it work. I think I can go out here and bring home a good finish in the heat race and hopefully get us a good starting spot for the feature.
And Bandos to Bowman Gray Stadium.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So they're working on it. That is that TBA date. So if you're in the Southeast and you have a legend car, you're not here for some reason, or you're here, maybe you're watching a replay as we get ready for the green flag. That is one you're going to want to circle on your schedule, and be sure to head to showdown-series.com for all of the racing events. We got some drivers here that are here for the first time this week, including Slater in the 11. Yellow flag will fly. That's the white number 11.
25, you fire first on the 11.
So Joey will move ahead. 42 picks up a spot.
Pole sitter, he must fire.
Double file working through 3 and 4. The 11 of Thomas Harris sees the green flag. That's a better start. We're back underway. It is tight right there. It's a 38 of Cameron White trying to get by the 11 of Slater.
Harris trying to make something roll. Slater on the bottom, over 3 wide. Here he comes.
Cameron White, your feature winner from last evening. Nate Morris in the 25 has had speed all week, and even Jared Hawley told me before the drivers' meeting that he hasn't had the qualifying and the practice speed in that single car group that he wants, but obviously we know he's a hard charger. He is going to put on a show. He goes to the bottom of Slater in the white 11 to pick up position number 4.
Morris into 3rd, Slater, Hawley. That is the fight for the 4th and the 5th position. One sideways off the exit. That may have been Hawley.
Thomas Harris trying to hold on, but he's got Cameron White nipping at the bottom. To the bottom side is the 38 of Cameron White. 25 of Morris on the back bumper. Nate Morris trying to make something happen here. Clears, does the 38. And the 11 of Harris holding on over the 25 down to the bottom side. Battle for position number 2. Gets back to single file for the time being as Morris tries to find a way around the yellow number 11. Tries it here again of Thomas Harris.
They'll try for a big moment down into turns 3 and 4. Morris on the bottom side of the racetrack. Harris on the outside, back to the line. It's going to be Morris.
Morris in the 25 picks up the position. 38 of Cameron White continues to pace this field in this heat race. White flag this time. It's a battle for second on back. It's led by Nate Morris. But it's all Cameron White. Up in front is Hawley. Tries to get one more spot at the end. Tries to defend at 4th. Through 3 and 4. It's the 38 of Cameron White. Picking up where he left off last night. He takes the checkered flag.
All right, that ended up working out. I finished second in the heat race, which means I'll start 5th for the feature tonight. On the initial start, I got called for jumping, which in my opinion, I didn't feel like was entirely correct. On the outside there, you're having to try to keep it as even as you can with the lead car to make sure you get a good launch, and you can try to stay side by side off into the first corner, so hopefully if a gap develops, you can fall right in behind the inside car and try to not lose any positions and then go to work from there. I was on the outside there holding the brake. I was trying to keep it even with him to the start zone, and when we hit the start zone, I was watching for his car to start moving forward at all, and I felt like I saw it lunge, and I felt like I heard him get on the gas. So that was when I fired. But whatever happened, if he missed a shift or if he was trying to lay way back to get me called for jumping, however it worked out, I ended up getting put back a row. But ended up working out. I was able to get down, work my way back up there, and ended up finishing second. So like I say, we'll start 5th for the feature. Another good spot to be in. I've just got to try to keep the car clean, keep us in the race, and I feel like we can have a really good run tonight.
You have 6 more days here.
In behind him,
The next 6 days. Don't do that.
it's Cameron White on the outside, last night's winner.
9:38, no gain.
Hunter Jordan is the control car in the white and orange number 9. Green flag lights.
Hunter Jordan, the race leader into turns 1 and 2. 3 wide top side. That goes to 38. Trying to get back in line while the top 2, 3, and 4 scoot away.
Keep your eye on Nate Morris. That 25 car has been sharp all week down to the bottom of the 38 of Cameron White, last night's winner. And here comes the 94 of Johnson up the hill. Kibby's got him there, as does the 0 of Jared Hawley.
They're trying to make a move. Mitchell Wright in pursuit. Now jumps to the left side of the racetrack. He'll continue to make that operation work. Top of the racetrack, now top of the leaderboard. It's all Mitchell Wright.
Trouble in turn 2. The 42's around, and I believe that's the 6 of Parker at the top of the hill.
And Jagger Barker.
Of Palmer, along with the 2 of Gerzebek at the back of the field. Field is getting ready to come to the green flag. Your control car is the 9 of Hunter Jordan, and to the outside, Cameron White in the 38. 28 to go to close off the Winter Showdown, and 26 green flag. Right to the bottom. Driver from Ontario, your Thursday winner and your Friday winner, side by side. It's at second. Behind them, here comes Jared Hawley down to the bottom. The 0 car trying to make the move on the 94. Kibby behind them gets sideways. Contact, and around goes the 11 and the 13.
Yellow front stretch. Yellow stretch. 11.
A whole lot of finishes to show for it, but we're getting ready to come back to the green flag. 4 completed. 26 to go. The 9 of Hunter Jordan is your leader. And in the box, green flag flies.
Hunter Jordan holds on to the race lead, but there may have been contact. That was White. White will drop back. Here comes a 21 of Mitchell Wright to the inside.
And Cameron White, something broke on the 38. Last night's feature winner going to pull it up and park right there.
Will be lap 2 in the work area complete. We are coming to green. 38 can tag the tail. 9 car, 0 car in the box, no gain.
And they come back to the green flag.
Send them off, 1 and 2. Jared Hawley on the outside. He wanted the race lead, but he's got company to the left side. Mitchell Wright will pull it back along side by side.
Mitch Wright down to the bottom, the 0 with Jared Hawley to the outside as they dance for position number 2. Great run for Ali Johnson in behind. Johnson runs in position number 5. Now Nate Morris goes to the bottom of the 0 with Jared Hawley. Hawley stuck on the outside, will try to clear for 30, will not do so that time. And where does the 75 of Ali Johnson go? Johnson taking that look down to the bottom, trying to follow Nate Morris through in the 25.
How do you find around him? Jordan gave a lot of daylight to the inside, and this is where Mitchell Wright will strike.
Mitch Wright to the bottom, and he'll pick up the lead on the 9 of Hunter Jordan. Trying to win 2 of 3 in the semi-pro class and set himself up well, momentum-wise, for Winter Nationals. And it's Ali Johnson around in turn 2.
Coming to green. Myself coming to green. 75, you can pass the 12 when you get to him if he's not tightened up.
And here comes the field working through 3 and 4. Your control car is the 21 of Mitch Wright. Wright and Hawley, green flag flies.
Jared Hawley on the outside lane, holding even. Mitch Wright thunders out of the gate and holds it on to 3rd.
Galen Clark to the back bumper, the 25 of Nate Morris. Hooper stuck on the outside. Morris trying to force the issue down to the bottom. He is still there. Wheel to wheel, that's the battle for position number 4 as they continue down into turn number 3. Clark On the back bumper, the 19 Hooper. Michael Bradshaw has company with Bradley Swift, almost 3 wide, definitely 3 wide, down to the turn number 3. One stop in the back, and it's Ali Johnson. Johnson stopped in the middle of the racetrack, and that will draw the yellow.
Bottom of the back stretch, yellow, 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 bottom of the back.
Mitch Wright now has Hunter Jordan to the outside. He took the lead from Jordan just a few laps ago, and now we'll try to set sail here as they get ready to come into the box. Green flag back in the air.
Through 1 and 2, Wright gets away again. No harm, no foul. Now the watch is on for second. Hunter Jordan on the outside lane, kind of stuck in a jam as Jared Hawley sneaks his way to the inside for second.
Top 3 have broken away from the battle between Nate Morris and the 19 Maddox Hooper. Hooper to the outside now at Galen Clark. Bradley Swift with a top 10 effort. Trying to get by the 42. And Ali Johnson again.
Yellow, 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 yellow.
Halfway. 15 down and 15 to go. Skosh more than halfway on the time. As Mitch Wright going to lead this field back to green. We'll see if we can get some green flag laps in. Here comes green.
Jared Hawley in between. Nice bump and run to the 21 of Mitch Wright. Will get underneath him right when he needs to in turn 3.
0 of Jared Hawley going to the lead. Right back to second. Does he give a receipt to the 0? Down to the bottom. Mitch Wright down the back straightaway will take the lead back. Jared Hawley, does he get to the back of the bumper of the 21? Not this time.
Wright, Hawley, Morris, Jordan.
And here comes Galen Clark down to the bottom. Clark looking to pick up a top 5 effort here. Currently in 5th, wants a little bit more to the bottom of the 9. He's got Bradley Swift right in behind him in the 30 or the 85. Check that. 9, holding on. Jordan over Clark. Clark continues to work down to the bottom side. Oh, and around goes Michael Bradshaw. And the yellow flag will fly.
11 to go.
Field is doubled up. We saw a great battle on that quick little green flag run between the 21 of Mitch Wright and the 0 of Jared Hawley. And now Hawley
Maintain the speed all the way to the box.
is on the back bumper of the driver from Ontario. Green flag flies.
Right on the inside.
Heads up in 1, heads up in 1, we're yellow, heads up
Caution.
in 1, we're yellow.
So Mitch Wright, control car, in car number 21. Jared Hawley, the driver from Tampa, in behind. To the box, green flag flies.
Dive into 1 and 2. What's it going to be on the outside lane? You can just watch the 9 of Hunter Jordan trying to make something work. Can't get it to roll. It's all Mitch Wright off exit.
Side by side, the 0 of Hawley has Jordan to the outside, and Bradley Swift making a late race run here to try to get a podium finish into this one. 9 laps to go for Mitch Wright.
Side-by-side action. That is for the 5th position.
Nate Morris trying to hold off the 42 to the outside, the 38 of Galen Clark. Wants one more of this one, trying to get a top 5 run out of the last race at Showdown for the season.
Morris on the bottom. Gonna make it work. That 42 on the outside. LeBou. Side by side with Clark. Clark gets a nose out in front.
Outside line, not the place you want to be, and Nate Morris just slid it to the outside. The 38 of Clark down to the bottom. 42 finds that spot down to the bottom side. Hooper gets a shot from Stephen Pickett. They're crossed up behind them. Up in front continues to be Mitch Wright. Wright pulling away. They'll come by this time to 5 laps to go. Hooper and the 25 is Hunter Jordan trying to get by Jared Hawley, the O car. Trying to hold off over the 9. Swift in 4th and Clark in 5th. 4 to go this time.
Mitch Wright has been able to pull away. Jared Hawley just trying to hold on for second.
Playing a little bit of defense, trying to hold off a hard-charging number 9 of Hunter Jordan. Jordan gets the move down to the bottom side. Little mistake by Jared Hawley.
Yellow. Turn 4.
Man, you have got to be kidding me. We were running fantastic in that race. Up in the top 5, top 3, running really well. On one of those restarts, I just could not get going. I was on the inside of a car, and I just could not clear him. I would get into the corner, and it felt like the back end was just trying to come around, and I'd get it straightened out, try to get it off the corner, and we'd stay side by side. Next corner, I'd go in, get sideways again, and I just couldn't make any ground. I finally got clear of him and drifted way up the track in turn 1, let him and another car by, and then just started bleeding spots from there. Once I got towards the back, I decided I was just going to pull it off. You know, this race was not worth riding around 20-something, not being able to do anything with it. I just figured it would be best to bring the car off the track in one piece, get it back to the pits, figure out what was going on with it, and bring it back for the Nationals. At that same moment, a car spun out in front of me, brought up caution, so I took it to the infield and took it straight off the racetrack. We did figure out that the radiator had busted, and I didn't make any contact with anybody in the feature. It had just gotten a little bit too close to a bolt, and it just rubbed a little hole in it, sprayed some coolant all over the side of the car, which a lot of that got on the right rear tire, and I just wasn't able to do anything with it. So, just one of those unfortunate deals that, cost us a pretty decent run tonight. Obviously, I'm not going to say that I'm glad the Showdown's over, because I've really enjoyed it. We've had some really good speed, had some good moments in the heat races, had some really good moments in the features. Obviously, I've run really well. I've run second and third and, solidly in the top 5, and I've been very happy with how it's gone. Even though I would love to have better finishes, I would not trade how we've run this week for anything. The speed, the consistency, the competitiveness have been great, and I'm really looking forward to potentially carrying that over into the Winter Nationals. I think there is no reason at this point why we can't run inside the top 5 at the Winter Nationals, and even though that would be by far my best performances at a national event, what I've seen this week gives me no reason to think that we cannot do it. So I appreciate y'all watching today's video. Be sure to keep an eye out for the 2 videos from the Winter Nationals coming out next week. We had some moments that I'm excited to share with y'all in those videos, so I hope y'all will choose to check those out. Thank y'all for watching today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all in the next one.